Hello, 60andMe viewers. This month, we're going to talk about innovative technologies to make life easier for caregiver, and particularly look at technologies that are enabled by these smart speakers. The MIT AgeLab is conducting a series of surveys to understand changes in public attitudes and behaviors toward technology. As they noted, the pandemic has served as a propellant, right? We can understand that. Home delivery is now a necessity. Video chat is for everyone. Telemedicine finally took off. I had the pleasure to talk to Shaun Mitra of BrioCare for one of my Caregiver Summit sessions, and we talked about this whole issue of why these devices are becoming a lot more popular. So, at first he said there's a lot of stress, strain, and anxiety associated with caregiving, as most of you can relate to. And most caregivers are looking for a peace of mind. And he feels that some of these types of devices help bridge the gap between seniors and their caregivers, but they also act as a digital companion for elders as well. He says, seniors have found it very cumbersome to interact with technology. But as these smart speakers get smarter, there's a lot less that they have to do. Exacerbated by COVID, we have senior isolation. And so it's almost forced more people to learn how to use and embrace the technology. And companies like Shaun's and other entrepreneurs who have apps that work with Amazon Alexa, simply recognizing the fact that still to enable an Amazon or a Google Home or whatever it might be to work, it does take some playing around. I know when I put my garage door and hooked it up to Amazon, I already had an app to open it separately, but then I wanted to consolidate everything into Amazon, and it was hard. It took a few trials, and every time the internet goes down, it's a reboot. So I totally get it why people like Shaun and others are inventing these technologies that work as interfaces with Alexa and Google Home and others. So what can some of these technologies do? Well, in Shaun's case with BrioCare, it can do all kinds of things as a caregiver companion. It can send reminders out to you for, especially with medications, which we'll get into in a second, family events, doctor's appointments. You can program music to be played. You'd have reminders about turning off the stove, all kinds of things like that. His particular app is pretty cool in that you can send a personal message in your own voice to the Alexa device, and when the loved one turns it on, they'll get a surprise, a message. Now, think about what you can do with that when you have grandkids who may be sending those messages to a loved ones, right? With these, vice versa, with these devices, you can also have the loved one reach out through the device to family members and also, obviously, to emergency services. Now, we know a lot of these devices look at medication management, and it's a big issue because approximately 50% of patients do not take chronic medications as described. And obviously that leads to poor health outcomes. So when you can automate a lot of these types of things with reminders and very specific reminders about when to take them with a meal, take them in the afternoon, don't make sure you take it at bedtime, all these types of things, it makes it a lot easier. And you can do a lot of these things with smart speakers. There's also emerging technologies, pill dispensers that are going to work directly with these smart speakers. So it takes the complete guessing out of all of it. So obviously you can still do the usual things that these devices allow you to do. Turn on the lights, bring up, your thermostats, shut the front door. Fire TV Cube actually works with Alexa to, Alexa can control your smart TV. I know I use Alexa to open the garage door, and my wife's favorite part is turning the coffee maker on in the morning. So the possibilities are endless. Like we said, the skills, to do this, to integrate it, are sometimes hard. And that's why you might want to check out third-party apps that work with Alexa to make your smart speakers work as efficiently as you want to. One of the things I talked to Shaun about is, what are the trends going forward? I just got an Echo Show with a screen. I think we're going to be seeing more of that. We're going to see smart appliances where your refrigerator can actually scan, see what's not there, maybe even place the order. And of course, we know delivery comes, within the hour, right? Telemedicine has certainly shot up during this time, and a lot of embedding of social content. We're starting a senior entertainment education network you might have read about, and you can bury those networks into these devices and offer an additional social component. But as a Forbes article recently noted, high tech is not a substitute for high touch. The help of a virtual home assistant does not provide the same worth of a loved one's visit. Likewise, the efficient delivery of a meal kit is not the same as a home-cooked meal delivered by a smiling neighbor. So what about you? How do you embrace smart technology for yourself? Are you using it with a loved one? Thanks, and see you next month.